Well, today we're going to work on putting the rug and stuff inside of this Barracuda. As you can see, we're kind of got some underlayment in there just because, well, I got some that butyl rubber, what is that? I can't think of it right now, but anyway, it's the stuff underneath. I decided to put some of this other stuff in there too, just because, well, I want to quieten it down. Because, well, you know, this days of drag racing is pretty much over now. It's just going to kind of be a cruise night cruiser and stuff, you know. And there's the automatic pistol grip that's in it, and of course the air conditioner I put in it, which you could get changed. The dash here, if you look at it, has a barracuda and a fish on it, and there's a kind of a rare thing there. Is a something that was put in there years ago, and that's a AM FM CB radio, and so that's kind of a nifty little thing that this thing has. CBs were big back in the 70s, and that's probably why I got one put in it. The automatic shifter is some kind of custom thing of some sort, and we'll get that put in. What I do know is that somewhere down the line it never got the neutral safety switch wired in, nor does it have the reverse light switch wired in. I'm going to have to get underneath there and see if there's the switches are there. If not, I'm going to have to figure out a way of putting them in. That's no big deal, but just another thing to kind of slow me down a little bit. And we'll go ahead, and I finally got the hood open on it, which was locked down. Luckily, I've actually found the keys to the hood. Here's something a little bit unique to a Barracuda, and probably a lot of convertibles, is this little striker plate. It coincides with a striker plate that's not on this door. But luckily, I actually have another Barracuda convertible door, and it has the piece. I guess that keeps, if you if you hammer into somebody, it'll automatically keep the doors from flying open. But the other problem is that it also keeps you from getting out of the car. So I don't know if that's such a good idea or not. Anyway, so let's go up to the well, here's the console that goes in it, and there's a rare thing there, a Plymouth tack. As you can see, it's kind of rough shape. We'll kind of go over that with some real light steel wool and see if we can't get that out. But yeah, it works, and it goes, so that's what's important here. However, I'm going to have a little problem, because I don't know if you noticed, but the air conditioner and the front of that console and this tack all got to go in the same spot. So what I'm going to have to do is probably move this tack up a little bit into this area here. I ain't too sure how I'm going to do that. This was all covered with this wood grain, which, by the way, is not a 67 console. 67, if you remember, has that indentation in the middle of it here, and it's also like silver. This is wood grain, which is, so that puts this into probably a duster console, probably from a 71 duster, and so that's another problem. I kind of just trying to get an idea. As you can see, the tires on this thing are really good, but I decided to kind of look for a date code on these things, and you know what? There's no date on these tires. So that must have been, we're talking, these are 1990, early 90s, 80s tires that are on this thing. So yeah, I'm gonna have to look at getting in, although they're not checked or anything. Of course, they haven't been really outside. They usually sit inside the garage. Been sitting here forever, so they're probably flat spotted like you wouldn't believe. And I can't see, yeah, I don't think you can see the disc brake in there. Anyway, it has disc brakes in it, which is kind of nifty. Anyway, let's get up to the, there's that emblem again. Let's get up here to the motor. And here we go. It's a 340. This is 340 number 3 or 4 in this car. I used to, as I said, I used to drag race this car a lot back in the day, and I don't know if you know this, but 340s were really available back then. And so here we go. We're looking at that. It has a, I think it has a AFB or a Edelbrock. I don't know what's underneath there for sure without pulling this air cleaner, but anyway, as you can see, it has the chrome stuff. A lot of this, the chrome stuff got put on when I put it on this air conditioner, just to kind of dress it up a little bit. And I'm going to drive it, and of course, as you know, never really got around to doing that. It has a electronic ignition in it. Of course, you can't see it, but and it's and here's a master cylinder. Of course, back when I used to drag race it, that's what that is. That's a vacuum canister to make up for the vacuum that the engine wasn't really producing because it had such a big cam in it back in the day. This thing was fairly quick. It has a 323 posi rear end under it, and it's sitting in neutral right now. I guess I ought to put it was up on jack stands. What difference does it make? Anyway, we're letting the battery charge up. As you can see, I got it just on trickle charge, and it's still going, and which is good. And we'll just kind of let that go for right now. Oh yeah, let's talk about this hood. And that's metal, guys. And as we talked, you know what's going on there, but you know, it's kind of nifty. And of course, it has a 340 CUDA 340 emblems on it, and it has the hood pins on it. And this thing here was pretty much a real nifty car. The only thing I can think about this car that might be a unique thing is the fact is that the hinges on this thing, on this door, they seem to be wore out quite a bit. Whoa, 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 look at that. Look how much, look at that. Oh my. Yeah, that's probably not too good. Let's get a better look at how much give there is in this. Them hinge pins are really, oh, I'm just messing with you. It has Lamborghini doors on it. Of course, the cylinders are probably getting kind of weak, but so yeah, so I can open it up and tilt both the doors forward, which is kind of nifty, and kind of a transformer-esque thing. And here's where my next job's going to be after do the interior, be doing this recorder. I used to have a fuel cap on here that had fuel on it, which was to be in a 69, but I changed this out years ago to a regular one. As you can see, it has a locking gas cap on it, so it has that. And anyway, I don't know if I really showed the back side of this thing. Anyway, it's been blacked out, and tell you how long the thing's been up. The trunk is kind of locked up, so I don't want to mess with that just yet. Kind of, oh, here's something cool for you guys, which kind of fits this car. It's a Mopar toolbox with a bunch of old Mopars on it and just sitting around. That's kind of what this guy here is doing, so it fits this car real well. And so yeah, we're moving right along on it. Well, hopefully I'll have the rug in it here pretty quick. And as I stumble across a lot, and there's no room in this garage, let's get that out. And here's that other door. Oop. there it goes. Set that down. It's kind of nifty. It kind of opens and shuts and all that good stuff. But yeah, it has a lot of things going on with this car, so it's kind of hard to keep up with everything it does. But yeah, anyway, there it is. And we'll when we get this thing out of this garage here one of these days, I'll clean it all up, and we'll have of course, getting all the crap off the top of it might help, but we'll go ahead and get started. But right now we got to get into the interior, so that's a tour of it so far. And next video we should have the rug in it. We'll see. And I gotta run some wiring. I can see that already. So that's gonna be today's project. And so anyway, well, thanks a lot, and like and subscribe.